Hua. Hello, everyone. Alrighty, we are back. Turning camera. Bit. Alright, well, hello, everybody. We are back with Teenage Exocolonist, and well, that was sound. There we go. Hua! With a badass soundtrack, as always. Alright, so welcome back to Teenage Exocolonist. I do have a little bit of explaining to do, because, I had no self control over the weekend. So, I did end up starting a secondary playthrough, um, and I found some cool things out that, you know, apparently this game, just keeps your save file, so you can create as many different characters as you want, name them whatever you want, and uh, all the decisions and things that you learn throughout the games, um, they kind of all mesh together information wise and allow you to um, allow you to make decisions based off of other save files. So that was pretty cool. I didn't realize it did that, but I was very happy when it did. Also, this isn't turning on. There we go. But we are going to load up. I promised that I didn't make it past um, where I was beforehand. Where it is. So once I made it to age 18, I stopped myself because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Yeah, here we are. Our cool character, Ragashi, our cool cat. Hello, dog boy. How are you? I has present for you. It is a stick. Yeah. So if you don't know anything about Teenage Exocolonist, it's kind of like a giant visual, like interactive visual novel almost. Um, as you're playing the game, it constantly, evolves around your choices. So characters, depending on how you talk to them, will remember certain things. Um, as you go out on adventures, you pick stuff up and you progress missions, you learn more information. The more information you have, the better chance you have of, I guess, succeeding in the end, whatever that entails. But yeah, there's all these cool characters and stuff. You also see on the left hand side there are all of my stats. My stats help me unlock dialogue options, help me unlock perks, make the game a little bit easier as I go, allow me to make certain choices. Like bravery allows me to go and fight things bravely. Whereas if I didn't have any of that, I would not be able to participate in many combat. All right. Tangent is about to duck into engineering when you approach. She winces and shields her eyes from the sun. She looks at you miserably and you notice that her right eye is glowing faintly. It's my new hollow eye implant, Tang says. Its ghostly glow snaps in and out of existence as she blinks. I seem to be experiencing some unpleasant side effects from it, similar to that of a ocular migraine. I know those because I get those. It is not great. Basically, a part of your vision just completely stops working. It's not great. Um, Instance warned me that this level of visual information can be difficult for the human brain to comprehend at first. You agree to follow her to engineering to get out of the sun. It's similar to the hollow palm, she explains, still holding her forehead and squinting, but with an infinitely large screen because it projects directly onto the Oculus. It used to belong to Dr. Instance, but she passed it down to me to help me with my work. Well, I hope she cleaned it first. Got all that leftover eye juice on it. Alright, I'm sure you'll get used to it soon. Yeah. I know I will. It's only pain. It's more than an implant, Tang continues as you follow her to the medbay labs. Hollow eyes are on the very forefront of human augmentation. They represent our next steps towards ascending as a species. She touches the red scar with her hollow palm, where her hollow palm used to be. Oh, she took it out. No more clunky screens, no privacy concerns, she says quietly. Elegant, integrated design. It observes the motion of my hand and uses it to generate an AR interface with my entire field of vision. It's partially powered by my own metabolism, too. Though the magnets embedded in my skull. Oh, sorry, through the magnets embedded in my skull.
Oh,
Nobody else is here. You hear the gentle hum of experiments running in the corner. This kind of technology is far beyond what we're capable of reproducing in the colony. Tang sighs, rubbing her temple under the implant. Once they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Earth will send us a shipment of new ones someday, but I expect they've developed something more advanced since we left Earth. I suppose it's more likely they've forgotten about us completely. Oh. The quiet hum of the laboratory is shattered by an alarm. Tang jumps to the sudden noise and shuts her eyes tight. I have to get this, she mutters, gesturing in the air to silence the ringing. The simulation is running. The simulation I'm running is time sensitive, she explains. The specimens require minute changes to their environment every 2 hours, or minute changes. Temperature, humidity, light levels. She grimaces. If we had better automation, this wouldn't be a problem. I can help with your migraine. You are in the medbay after all. You rummage around for bottles of triptans and a cold towel. Tangent grudgingly swallows the migraine medicine and lays down on the medbed with the towel over her eyes. You shake your head. This girl needs to take better care of herself. As you apply pressure to her temples, she slowly breathes in and out, and after a few minutes, the tension in her face eases. I feel less human now. Thank you, she says with a small smile. She wobbles over to her experiment, where she uses the computer to set the environmental parameters for what seems to be some sort of fungal growth comparison. When she's finished, Tang slumps down to the floor in a corner. Where it's nice and dark, she folds her arms and lays her head down on them. That should buy me 2 more hours. Ting shifts over wordlessly, inviting you to sit down beside her. Her arm is cool to the touch and rests against yours. Ting turns to you. Thank you for your assistance. It was nothing. We got this. Look at our biology. We know what we're doing, too. Ting gives you a slight smile, barely visible in the faint glow of her hollow eye. Then, thanks for nothing, I suppose. Please don't tell Instance that my body is adjusting poorly to the hollow eye. It's only temporary. This stupid flesh prison is not allowed to draw the limits of my form. She's neat in the sense that, well, you know, the whole, curse my, humanly, restrictions. She has an augment that basically doesn't, allows her to have significantly less sleep than everybody else, which is pretty great. And she uses all that extra free time to do science stuff. Hello, do you have anything to talk about? Nope. Well, I found shiny rock, so I hope you like. She also likes shiny rock. Oop, there you go. Well, hello. You spot Rex sitting on the second floor of an unfinished building, his feet dangling over the edge. He waves at you and gestures for you to come sit next to him. Hey, he says, shooting you a tight smile before looking back over the rest of the colony. From here, you can see the garrison soldiers marching around in formation, with Vase at the head. Rex watches them with an uneasy expression. What is it, boy? Did nobody fall down the well? Rex musters up another smile. That's a good one, he says. You always know how to brighten my day. You have one more surprise up your sleeve, though. You open your bag and pull out a dust melon you've lugged over from the canteen. Rex brightens and makes grabby motions with his hands. Yes! My hero. Rex tears into the soft rind of the melon with his fingers and splits it between the two of you. You sit together and watch Vase bark orders at the other young soldiers. What a bunch of mindless drones. Not all of them. Some of them are pretty nice, but everyone in the Helio listens to Vase, you know? And he doesn't like me, so that means I've always been an outsider, whether I wanted it or not. They're friendly to me, I guess, but it's not the same as having friends. Not like you or know me. It's fine though. You don't have to like someone to hook up with them. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like being the one I kind of like being the one everyone comes to when they just want to have a good time. What's the deal with you and Vase? Rex's mouth twists as he spits the dust melon seed over the edge of the building. It's kind of a long story, and not a fun one, he says, avoiding your gaze. I'd rather not drag it up again, honestly. Okay, give me the short version. Rex frowns as he scratches his nose, still looking out at the assembled garrison soldiers. The short version is that Face isn't really the hero he tells everyone he is. He's just a bully. Everyone acts like they like him, but they're just afraid of what he'll do if they step out of line. Yeah, that's my impression. Yeah, it sucks, he agrees. It's just, Face wasn't always like this. He used to be kind of like me, a small, weird kid with a chip on his shoulder who just really wanted people to respect him. He runs his fingertips thoroughly through over his left forearm, where a gnarled scar winds over the bone. Ooh. Well, he got it. He looks like he might say more, but goes quiet for a few seconds instead. I wish it was different. I wish he was different. Maybe we could have been friends. Maybe. The garrison soldiers break from the formation as you watch an enemy approach Vase. He sweeps her up in his arms and swings her around. You can hear her delighted laugh from here. Rex watches with this frown. An enemy and I don't really know each other very well, probably because Vase is telling her all kinds of lies about me, but I'm a little scared for her, you know? She doesn't know what he's capable of. Rex straightens and puts on a happier face. I don't want to waste my day thinking about Vase, though, he says firmly. Not when there's friends to talk to and a whole world to explore, and a dust melon to eat. He leans in with a flirtatious look. Of course, dust melons aren't the only thing that I like to eat. How about you take a break and go expand our palates? Alright, this is Vase. He's an asshole. We don't talk to Vase. He likes killing things and being a bully. This is Dis. Dis is a really, really cool kid. Like, really cool kid. If you're here to tell me what to do, go away. I don't have to listen to you. Yeah, I know. I understand. You all good. So this playthrough, I didn't exactly have the best relations with Dis. Kind of like, semi-okay, decent friends. Did I have anything to give you? No, I do not. Just fine. Alright. So is there any more I have to do in the ridge? Oh, no, I am way too stressed out. That makes sense. Alright. So first order of business is to relieve stress. Yeah, let's hang out at the bar. Relax in the lounge. You organize a raid on the kitchen pantry for snacks. They want to be free. You must liberate them. We must liberate the snacks. All right. You roll out of bed at noon because you're allowed to, because it's your birthday, but also because you're exhausted. You barely slept at all last night. You've been having these nightmares since the siege, more and more every night. like they're trying to tell you something urgent. You can't make any sense of it. All of the imagery is jumbled together, all of the possibilities and timelines and things that might happen. Some nights you wake up in cold sweat, a scream already in your throat. You sit on the edge of your bed, run a hand through your hair, check your hollow palm. A few people wished you happy birthday, but that's all. You guess you're getting older. Birthdays aren't as important as they used to be. Oh man, right. There's gonna be a surprise party waiting for you in the lounge. It was in one of your dreams. You remember it because it was the one with the few. It was one of the few ones that the colony didn't involve people dying or the colony being destroyed. But you're so tired. Do you really have to do this? We will pretend to be surprised. As you enter the lounge, surprise! You do your very best to play along and act surprised. Ooh, streamers, balloons, great. All of your friends are standing around wearing goofy hats and clapping. Nomi is holding a bunch of balloons larger than they are, and Rex is wearing a cute little waiter's outfit with a bow tie. You accept their hugs and birthday wishes, trying to hide your exhaustion and demurring from few pointed. With a few pointed, all this for me? You shouldn't have. No, really. Rex wanders around with a tray full of little snacks, offering them to everyone with a vampy accent and a silly, air-headed giggle. The goofball chips away at the natural awkwardness of a surprise party. That is, the first 5 minutes after everyone shouts surprise, and soon everybody is laughing and enjoying themselves. Despite your exhaustion, you start to smile too. Your friends are so amazing, and they're all here because they care about you. Then you get some unexpected guests. The lounge begins to fill with Helio kids, mostly the ones you don't know. The ones who usually keep to themselves and, well, don't like you original stratospheric kids. Vase and an enemy are with them. His arm draped over her shoulders, an enemy gives you a wave acknowledgement for your birthday, which earns a weird look from Vase. Hey, who invited you guys? Cal says, stepping forward with his hands clenched. This is a private party. It's a public lounge. We can sit wherever we want. You guys think that just because you fell out of the sky, you're the wormhole's gift to Verdumna? We don't need you. We never needed you. All you do is make things worse, like this party. You've rarely seen Cal so ready for a fight. He doesn't seem to care that his body language of the Helio kids has changed from cocky to dangerous. You're just a bunch of fascists. You and Loom. The lounge erupts, chairs screeching across the floor as the Helios jumps to their feet, yelling at Cal, calling the colony illegal and Cal a fugitive. They jostle him around, but Cal plants his feet and stands his ground. You hear a bottle breaking and see somebody advancing on Cal. He's not backing down. Fight, 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 fight. Despite Cal's bravado and brawny physique, he's no fighter. One of the Helio kids socks him in the stomach and he goes down like a felled gnarl tree. Rex throws himself between Cal and his assailants, catching a few kicks and on Cal's behalf before the Helios get tired and leave. With a few parting shots at Cal's alleged romantic interactions with the float cows. Oof. Assholes. Vase doesn't get involved, but he doesn't stop them either. He's the last to leave the lounge, staring hard at Rex before smirking and turning away. Rex helps Cal to his feet. First time, huh? He says, dusting off Cal's clothes. Don't worry, they probably got it out of their system. Good on you for sticking up for yourself. An enemy lingers in the distance, clearly angry at Cal, but feeling bad about the fight. Well, Mars exclaims, clapping her hand. That was enough excitement, I think. Let's move to the important part. Cake and presents. Under Mars's skillfully party hosting hand, the mood shifts back to festive. You enjoy your presents and cake, but tensions boiling over like this is a bad omen for the rest of the year. Well, that's bad. Alright, mid-quiet. Hello, anemone. I wish I could somehow befriend you, but it is too late. Alright, well, now it all comes down to what exactly do I want to spend my time on? Definitely probably should get my empathy and bravery up. Perception, combat, all of that's lacking. Yeah. Plus, let's see. Survey the ridge. All events have respawned. Forward to the valley. Survey the plains. Explore nearby. What does that do for me? Perception and engineering. Engineering's already all the way up. Perception and biology. Bravery. Perception and animals. Let's do that one. It'll upgrade our perception and aminals. I was not expecting this. Neat. All right, you report to Expeditions tent to find that it's not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rhett and Vase as well. I just can't spare any more of my people. You've already pulled almost all of the foragers, and we're already running skint crews in the ridges as well. There's one person you can spare, Rhett replies, turning his face to you. Hello. How would you like to transfer into one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me that you're one of her best explorers. We could use someone like you. He indicates Vase. I need someone who can keep up with this one. Vase puffs his chest out proudly. You know, no. Vase scoffs. Even if I was trying to kill you, or even if it was trying to kill you, I knew Strato kids were soft. I didn't know you were suicidal, too. Look, not everyone's cut out for life or death situations. You know, it's not all killing, he continues. Sometimes it's about tracking and identifying dangerous creatures before they reach our walls. You wouldn't necessarily have to kill them. But you don't have to decide just yet. Talk to Utopia later if you change your mind. Yeah, no thanks. The planet already hates me for being an invasive species. I don't think I'm going to get any, points for going around murdering animals. Alright, when you report to surveying duty, Nomi Nomi is here. It's their first day as a surveyor. They smile widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other already. That'll make this easier. Ragashi, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out here, Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you to the same region for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into into a nest of snap bladders, okay? Yay, hooray. Nomi cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nomi Nomi and some new Helio surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little ways from the group. You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing on a nest of Hopeye eggs. They're just about to crash into a delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scuffs them back in by the collar. Nomi, pay attention. Nomi giggles like they don't even realize the danger of being stamped by an upset Hopeye, beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things can get tramply. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What is the cocoon made out of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out of here, you two, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. Okay. So while on expeditions, we are able to, fast level up our skills, really. But we get to do little events. Events don't really pass the month along, but they do give me stress as time goes by. And if I reach 100 stress, that means that I cannot no longer. There we go. But if I reach 100 stress, that means I can no longer um, do any more adventuring. I have to go back. Actually, well, we already have super goals, so it doesn't really matter. But yay, high scores. So something I've noticed is I also get heroic status at the end of every year or at the start of every year if I participate in the, I guess, the siege or the raid that the animals do on us. It means I need to have my bravery always up. But at the start of the month or start of the year, I get extra strength traits. You've seen this herd a few times traveling through the stretch of the wilderness. All day, they bask in the sun on the top of the plateau. Now that evening is coming. They're coming down into the plains to forage. They like to hang out in big groups and mostly lie around all day being lazy. Sounds like the life. We submit the data. Utopia is happy to have more information that on that rare herd of jaw scoopers. Oh right, I forgot I named them jaw scoopers. You've been saved a few times from certain doom, or at least discomfort, and it can't have been by coincidence. Something or someone has taken an interest in you. You are being followed. You're beginning to get a feel for this place, and it's dangerous. So, the next time you hear this hiss click of a nest of hungry snap bladders, you walk straight towards it, keeping an eye out for anyone watching you from the trees. Aha! There. Just as you think you're going to have to climb into the damn nest to get your savior to show up, you see a shadowy humanoid figure darting behind a tree. You make eye contact and you both freeze. His almond shaped eyes widen in his not quite human face, and he slips away into the jungle. We're going to track him carefully. Rather than rush after him, you use your tracking skills to carefully follow his path and sneak up on him. You pounce like a manticore, and the two of you tumble to the ground. You pin his arms. You get a look at his face for the first time, the long, delicate features, the odd tone of his skin, almost purple, and his glittering alien eyes. Before he can answer your questions, you jump off of him and back away. Wait, this man, you've seen him before in your dreams. It feels like you know him. His name is in the forefront of your memory, just out of reach. He brushes the dirt off of his clothes and stands up tall. Very tall. You have to take another step back in order to get a good look at him. You catch a glimpse of his pale purple wrist under his tattered black sleeves. Delicate, like bird bones. I am a gardener, he purrs, and you are trespassing on my planet. Ah, yikes. Alright, well, because I did a bad over the weekend and decided to play, um, my character already knows this person because of the weird wormhole dreamy state. So that's a really cool thing about this game, though. And one of the things that I honestly super enjoy about this way of telling stories. In order to give the game replay value, a lot of the times, instead of just repeating the game over and over again, the way this game likes to do it, and honestly, what I love most about it, is as you're experiencing the game, um, all of the experiences you have carry over into your profile essentially, and in future playthroughs, um, or any playthrough, it ends up taking the information that you've learned and changing the dialogue options for it. And honestly, I'm all here for it. I ended up meeting this guy in my previous playthrough of the weekend. Like I said, I didn't get past age 18 because I wanted to save myself for like the ending on stream. But we did meet this person. He is a gardener whatever that means. Sim smiles at you confused. I. How did you know my name? I learned it in a dream. Sim nods. Like this makes sense to him. He jumps up onto a large rock and crouches, eyeing you thoughtfully. Let's make a deal, he says. He speaks with an odd inflection, putting the wrong stress on things, but the words themselves come easily enough to him. I'm not supposed to talk to you. It's against the rules. But since you've caught me, I can grant you one wish. He smiles mischievously. Is this a joke? I wish for 1,000 kudos. Give me the monies. Wow. I would love to. Definitely. The only problem is, what is a kudo? He chuckles again. You are a particularly amusing human, I think. He pauses and his eyes unfocus for a moment. He stares straight ahead, unblinking. Then he slowly stretches like a cat and stands up. Well, this has been fun, but I'm afraid duty calls. He doffs an invisible hat towards you. I'm looking forward to the story of how you came to know my name. He jumps behind the rock and disappears. Literally, he disappears. You search all around and you find no trace of where he might have gone, or how. You're struck with a sudden sense of remembering so strong that you have to stop and hold your head. Meeting Sim again, it's just like I was here before. At the edge of one of the circular ponds, something sparkling catches your eye. Well, everything around here sparkles, but this thing really catches your eye. The water in the lake is deep and milky, though, and you can't see the bottom. It's completely still. Almost too still. And perfectly circular. You remember you've been warned about getting too close to these pools. We will bravely approach the water, because we are brave. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. 4, 5, 6. Mhm. Nice. You aren't scared of some pond or whatever might live in it. You march up to the edge, keeping your eyes on the shiny prize. You paw around in the snow looking for that shiny whatever it is. Ooh, looks like a pretty crystal. Just sitting on the ground. Good find. I'll find another way around it. We already passed. We'll see what else is here. No need to backtrack. Gain more stress. It's a cloudy day. You hear the crash of thunder from somewhere nearby. Loud. Sounds like it's getting closer. Suddenly, a massive, impossibly tall something punctures the low clouds and slams into the ground ahead of you. It's as tall as a skyscraper and a meter wide, covered with chitinous bone like an insect. You think it might be a leg? Another crashes down, then another. The creature's body must be in the clouds, so high you can't see anything but the legs. The first leg lifts again and moves towards you. You're in shock. Your body simultaneously screams at you and stands still and run. Ooh, we have enough perception for this. Let's go. You watch the clouds as the next leg breaks through. You dodge it. It slams down where you'd been and with enough force to crush a boulder to dust. This creature is so unbelievably massive. You're like an ant to it. As it passes overhead, you marvel at how such a thing could as such a thing could even exist, and hope it never wanders any closer to your colony. There's a very, very giant leg thing person. Hello again. You're walking up a trail when you're caught by surprise. It's Sim, and he's running. You're knocked to the side as he pushes past you, running in the opposite direction with barely a glance. You shout and chase after him, but after a few seconds, it becomes clear you don't have a hope of finding Sim. When he doesn't want to be found, you turn and continue along the path, and around the next bend, you spot a familiar face. It's Utopia. She's collecting rock samples with a pickaxe, like some old timey prospector. Who the hell is that? It's just an alien named Sim. Utopia squints at you with her trademark gruff of humor. An alien, huh? Is this some kind of like role playing thing? She hikes her pickaxe off of her shoulder. Whatever, just watch where you're running, okay? The gravel's loose around here. You agree, happy to be out of the conversation without any trouble, and continue along the path before Utopia asks any more questions. You walk for a couple minutes before you see Sim again. He seems to be in good humor, despite the close call. Oh, he says, leaning against a tree. It is so tiresome being so secretive. He wipes his eyes, brimming with mirth. It is such a pleasure to be around you and this, and to not have to hide myself. He sobers quickly. It would be best if you exercise discretion, though. It is not the right time for the gardeners to be formally introduced. To do so too early would cause a great degree of chaos. Yes, even for the female surveyor, he continues. I do like her, but I have learned from my limited experience with your kind that adults of your species. Shush. That adults of your species do not react well with surprises. It is good you're here, though, as I do need some data from you. Sim holds up his hands. Please do not be alarmed, he says placatingly. I do not mean sensitive information, such as, personal and defenses. I mean only the contents of your cultural archive, like holovids. Yes, exactly. Your holographic recordings of movies, books, music, cultural artifacts only, I promise. Well, isn't it obvious? I wish to know more about your kind. I wish to learn how to. I wish to learn how to act in such a way that is not so discomforting to humans. I don't believe you. Sim's gentle smile drops. Oh, truly? He murmurs. I realize that I have not been the most forthcoming with the truth, but I have never lied to you. I'll think about it. First of all, no. We're not flirting with an alien. You tell Sim that you can likely find a mem drive in the engineering and fill it with the data he wants. I have a few questions of my own. That is fair. It must be frustrating to feel as though the truth is being withheld from you. Ignorance is not a yoke your kind bears easily. Please, trust me when I say that my inability to answer your questions is born of circumstances beyond my control, and not lack of the desire on my part. I have full faith that you will know everything soon enough. Hey. Well, Sim is interesting. I don't know too much about him because I haven't actually paid too much attention to him, mainly because he's a new entity and I want to be surprised in the playthrough. So, we will see what happens to this person. To be honest, I'm kind of concerned, not gonna lie. Man's asking for cultural artifacts, and knowing that our culture has basically killed our planet, I don't think we need the aliens to know that we came here because we destroyed our planet. I feel like that's only gonna cause bad things. You hear Nomi shouting for help nearby. Let's run over there. You sprint out of the sound of distress. Nomi seems to have fallen headfirst into some kind of Nomi-sized flower. Is it eating them? It's engulfed Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them further down. You could use your plas cutter to cut them out of there if you can figure out what part of this creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling, and you hear muffled sounds of distress from inside. You have to try. I must save them. We must save my family. All right, poop and poop. Oh, I should save these for the third round. Yeah, we'll do that. What happened? What did I put up there? I didn't want this. I don't know what button I picked, but I picked something on accident. Oh, is that what that is? What is this? Oh, I like that. Sort by number. That's actually a lot more helpful. I apparently hit something, because it just threw all of my cards up for some reason. But alright. And then because we want extra bonus points, super goal is important. Hell yeah. You delicately slice the layer flower at the underside of its base of its flower, which you guess is more like nature's neck up close. It actually looks more reptilian than plant like. Just a little dick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Nomi spills forth in a flood of digestive juices. Ew, 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 yuck. My outfit, stupid flower. Nomi stomps and shakes their fists at the flower, which lurches away on a fat, snake like body. Oof. This poor person. Hello, Bushbub. Find a route through your territory. Yeah, we'll throw that one there. Wait, why did you? Oh, one slot becomes 3. That's awful. I hate that. Alright, well, I guess this will become a 3. That works. You sneak through the bushes, crawling under them so the bushbub doesn't see you. You nearly get stuck at one point and wonder, what if Dis has to come rescue you? That would be embarrassing. You're too. No, we're too worn out and tired. We cannot continue any further. Sag. That is fine. Alright, we are in late quiet. Alright, we must relax now. Hello, Nomi. You are walking through the colony when you see a blur of color and motion in the corner of your vision. Bang! Nomi collides with you in a catastrophe of falling limbs and high pitched squealing, sending you both sprawling to the ground. Oh my gosh! Nomi exclaims. They immediately get their hands and knees and begin to collect the papers that exploded out of their hands when they fell. I'm so sorry. Sometimes my brain is like off doing its own thing, and I don't watch where I'm running. Ah! They exclaim, dusting off the piece of toast and shoving it back in their mouth. Gotta eat breakfast, even when you're late. Your enhancement isn't super agility, huh? Oof, I'm sorry. I was joking. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nomi brushes to their feet and offers you a hand, then brushes to dust you off. I actually don't know what my genetic enhancement is, or even if I have one at all. My parents decided to lock my medical files from me when I was a baby because they had this wild idea that they'd wanted me to grow up without feeling like I had to be perfect. They think it's rude for parents to make that choice for their kids. Uh, that's really smart. Yeah, I think so too, Nomi replies, smiling brightly. Sometimes I think that I have like some sort of cool superpower I wish I'd had, but most of the time, I just assume my parents are just avoiding telling me that they gave me superpowers of being turbo awesome. Nomi wiggles their eyebrows. Maybe I'm like a galactic cyber prince. Ooh. Like galactic cyber prince Umayama, and one day a talking Hopeye will come to me, and I'll have to defeat a mecha ultra nether being. Nomi starts walking with you, talking animatedly with their hands. Like, I know my parents just wanted me to know that I can have anything I want to be when I grow up, and I don't have to be super strong or super smart in order to be happy. They always told me nothing and nobody knows what's good for Nomi except Nomi. And I really think that's true. They stop and turn to you, looking serious for the moment. Sometimes it doesn't feel like, well, Nomi squints up at the sky. Sometimes I wonder if I'm only good at something because I have some sort of extra advantage, that I don't know about. Sometimes I think the opposite. Like, if I'm not very good at something, I feel angry because maybe I could have been good at it. It was really bad on the Helio because everyone is really good at something. Usually things like marching and shooting stuff. And I thought maybe it would feel different here if there are people of all kinds of skills. No matter what I try, someone is already way better at it. So I just feel like I just suck at everything. Sucks to suck! Everyone sucks at first. It's the first step of being kinda good at something, Nomi says brightly. That's from a show I used to watch, and I guess I don't suck at everything. I'm really good at laser fable. Pew pew. Laser fable. It sounds like some sort of like sci-fi D&D esque sort of thing. Hugs incoming. All right. Rex throws his arms wide. Coach, I'm open. He laughs, catching you as you throw yourself into his arms. He spins you around, growls into your neck, squeezing you tightly. It's a good hug, the one that makes you feel instantly just a little more relaxed. But oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that because I need to rest rather than. Well, no, because I do want to rest because I want to go out. We'll save this for when I'm like needing only like a small amount of stress relief. I learned that it's really like important to like figure out what is the best way to use your stress. Otherwise, you end up like wasting months and wasting boosts and stuff. So for this month, we're gonna go once more. We're gonna go to the lounge. Relax in the lounge. You nestle into the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of 100 years of music to choose from. But still, you wonder what new songs they're writing these days. 10 million light years away from Earth. The only new music you've heard is the ones that the adults come up with on the new space shanty. It's nice. Good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work. But it's not really something you want to hear in your ears all the time. We'll get rid of a Grand Feast, that's fine. It's a yellow card. We don't really use a lot of yellow cards. We're not Twisted Fate. We don't need all the yellow cards. That was a League of Legends joke for all you kids out there. We are at 99 friendship with Cal. We are at 64 friendship with Rex. Rex! Oh, Rex is gone. Hello, Nomi. Have shiny rock. I know you like shiny rocks, so here is shiny rock. And... Tangent. Hello. I have a medical flower for you. And Cal. Cal, have a flower. Thing. Hooray! That means we're at 100. You've been invited to Cal's house for, as he puts it, a real grown-up party. When you arrive, Auntie Tira gives you a warm hug and shows you inside, where Cal sets up the living area with a little twinkling light and lots of blankets. You sit down at the table across from Cal, and Tira pours you both a glass of mushroom wine. She leaves the open bottle on the table. You kids can finish this bottle off, if you like. It's a good vintage. One of your dad's first brews, Ragashi. Neat. It's a little on the strong side, she winks. Thank you for reminding me that I'm an orphan by giving me wine that my dad made. Yay, orphan. I'll be out late, Tira says, kissing the top of Cal's head. Follow me if you need anything. But don't you two wait up for me, okay? Wow, Auntie Tira is so cool. Cal smiles you and tucks as you tuck into dinner. I'm glad you could come. I thought about inviting Rex, but he has like zero chill, you know? Besides, he continues, you're my BFF, remember? I can't think of anyone else I'd rather be with. Cal puts his fork down and looks at you earnestly. I am really glad you're my friend, Ragashi. I'm so proud of everything you've done. Sometimes I think I really love you as a person, you know? He looks down, suddenly shy. Sorry, I know that's a lot. I'm just really grateful for you. Nice. You and Cal share a wonderful dinner and polish off a bottle of wine. Afterwards, you settle into a big pile of blankets that lie back and look at the stars through the skylight in his living room. And so that's why I think we should domesticate more Unisaur. You know, it just makes sense, Cal finishes, and you laugh. He's right. Who doesn't want to ride a unicorn? You deserve a unicorn. You've been laughing a lot. Everything is just so funny and also so pretty. The stars look like they're swimming in the dark ocean, and little twinkling lights Cal put up look like stars that you can touch. You reach out to grab one and come up hilariously short, and Cal giggles at you. Cal is warm and cozy against your side, and the blankets are so soft. Everything is wonderful. You talk the rest of the night away, sharing your thoughts about everything and nothing. It's so nice to share his simple intimacy with a good friend. Eventually, you're both yawning too much to continue talking. Cal pulls a blanket over both of you, cocooning you in comfort and warmth. I'm so glad we're friends, Cal mumbles. He sounds sleepy, and you realize his eyes are getting heavy as well. As you tip backwards into sleep, all you feel is love. You both sleep deeply. Morning arrives, unceremoniously, pouring through the skylight directly onto your face. You grumble as you turn your head away, burrowing into something that's soft and smells sleepy sweet. Oh, it's Cal. And your face is smushed onto the soft skin of his armpit. Oh. His arm, ew, alright. Curled around your shoulders protectively, your legs tangled together under the blankets. Cal shifts underneath, you and blinks his bloodshot eyes open, squinting into the merciless sunrise. Ah, dip, he mumbles, clinging to sleep. That's so much. He laughs as you peel yourself off of him, sticky from drool and sweat. Gross, bruh, he says, and you smack him on the shoulder. Before long, your mom pokes her head into the living area. Hey kids! Ready for some breakfast? Breakfast sounds incredible. You've never been more excited at the prospect of breakfast in your life. You share a breakfast of roasted trivet and eggs with Cal, his mom, and her three partners. Even though the rest of the colony is in chaos, you feel somehow healed having taken the night to let yourself bask in their love. Cal has a really big family, and it's really cool. We gave Tang a present. We gave Nomi Nomi a present, right? Yes, okay. Mars, hello. Have crystal? Question mark. Hooray. Hello, Rex. I got you a present. It is a stick. Go fetch. Oh, and it's his birthday. I also completely forgot about that. But you know what? That's great. You're walking through the courtyard looking for Rex when something moves quickly at the corner of your vision. Doc! You skillfully dodge the frisbee that had been heading straight towards your head. The disc clatters harmlessly to the ground a few meters away from you. Rex jogs over to picks up the frisbee. Hey, Halo Ragashi. He hails you. Sorry about that. I'm playing catch with Nougat, and well, she she's got a hell of an arm on her. I guess she used to be big at a sports ball. Good thing I'm so high energy, right? Well, I am not working with the construction crews. I've been helping take care of the kids. Rex continues, spinning the frisbee on his fingertip. Nougat says he misses the creech. Or she misses the creech. You know the heliopause doesn't have one. Uh, one more time, as I catch myself. Nougat says she misses the creech. You know, the heliopause doesn't have one. Instead of all playing together all the time, we stayed in our discrete family units. When we were kids, I'm an only child, so I would have loved your creech. Hey, throw the frisbee, Nougat pouts. And she runs up to Rex. Stop talking to your boyfriend. Boyfriend? What I do with Ragashi in none of your business, Squirt. Rex grabs Nougat around her middle and zooms her around like a spaceship. Nougat screams in delight, kicking and flailing until Rex sets her back down and on her feet. It's your turn to run. Go on, get! Nougat takes off, yelling at the top of her little lungs. Man, kids, am I right? Rex says, standing with his arms akimbo. They're great, though. I'm glad that I have so many of them here. They're always, there's always someone to play with. How about you? Rex asks. Do you want kids someday? I'll make a better uncle. That sounds like me. Hell yeah! He exclaims. Kids need a lot of love. How about you? Yeah, obviously, yes, Rex answers immediately. I want like a billion kids. Every kid in the colony can be my kid. Absolutely. I don't even have to be their, dad, you know? Who cares about genetics or whatever? I just. He looks over at Nougat, who's waving her arms agitatedly, waiting for Rex to throw the frisbee. Rex does, and boy does it go far. Nougat takes off running again as it soars over her head. I just want there to be kids everywhere, Rex finishes his thought. Lots of kids around means that the community is healthy and everyone is at peace, and people are optimistic about the future. Plus, kids are so great. I love making silly faces at babies and crawling around on all fours with toddlers and wrestling with bigger kids and helping them with school and stuff. It's fun. Rex scratches the back of his head. On the Helio, we were kind of expected to stop playing so much when we started the education program. Any playing we did was supposed to be like, sports, endurance, real future soldier kind of shit, you know? Sometimes I wish I could do it over again. Or I wish I could get a do over on it, Rex says. Like, if I could go back before everyone cared about big guns and their big dicks. He makes a wanking motion. Kids don't care about that kind of stuff, he continues. They're just innocent, pure of heart, you know? They don't have all of these thoughts, I guess. It's at this moment that the frisbee reasserts itself into equal participation of the conversation. Rex's attention immediately goes to it, his ears perking up as he leaps up and catches it before it can menace you again. Ha ha! He laughs, his thoughtful mood broken. That was close. I'm gonna get back to playing with Nougat before she really hurts somebody. Nice talking to you, Rigashi. Ah, children. They're great. As long as they're over there. You and Dis are sitting on the tailgate of one of the expedition vehicles, shelling bobber seeds with their teeth and spitting the hard bits onto the ground. Now and then, one of you points to something funny a passing surveyor does, or spots something under the mush tree. This is the easiest way to talk about Dis, by not talking at all. Dis has always been like this. Being isolated from the other kids has made him thoughtful. Out of everyone, you think Dis might understand about Sim, and be able to keep his secret. I trust him. You tell Dis what you saw, something interesting, when you were out on expedition. Dis perks up immediately, turning to look at you. Yeah? What? I met an alien. His jaw drops and his face goes an interesting color. You're worried for a moment that he's going to be upset with you for teasing him, but no way. But I met an alien too. What was yours like? Like us, but alien? You describe Sim, his long dark hair, his big eyes, his faintly purple skin, the way he never seems to answer any of your questions. Dis stares at your face. Wait, you met Sim too? You nod and Dis's hands fly into the air. He said he met another human boy, but I didn't think he'd say who it was. It was you the whole time? He made me swear I wouldn't tell anyone else, Dis says earnestly with a weird expression on him. If Helios found out about the gardeners, they'd probably just try to kill them like they kill everything else. So we can talk about Sim, but we have to keep it a secret. Makes sense. So the Western Ridge ruins? Yeah, I'm sure the gardeners are related to those ruins somehow. He shakes his head. I asked Sim if the gardeners built what used to be there. He said the ruins built the gardeners. He's always speaking in riddles. Okay, this will be our secret. Good, he says simply, then repeats it. Good. You go back to shelling bobber seeds in silence, watching the colony go about its business. Now, I have a choice to make. I could go into engineering, and I think there's something to do with, like, downloading data. Oh, yeah, download for data for Sim. All right. So, we could get that. Or, and like I said earlier, I don't trust him to know all of our human culture because humans aren't great, if I'm being honest. So, I don't think he needs to know about our past. He should just accept us for the future. Because let's be honest, if he finds out that we killed the planet, we are done for. I don't think that's a good thing. All right, survey the plains. And a boss event remaining in the plains. Well, all right. Not really one for boss events, but that's fine. Nomi, what are you doing? You meet up with Dis and Nomi. They've stumbled onto something strange. They are arguing over what to do with it. It's a big blue crystal, knee-high and warm to the touch. It looks like there's something inside of it. We have to crack it open and see what's inside. It could be anything. Are you a psychopath? Dis retorts, clearly offended. What if it's alive? You're gonna screw with the ecological balance just because you're bored? It's for science! Come on, Rigashi will do it, right? I'm gonna scan it for a heartbeat. You use some surveying equipment to detect a heartbeat, providing that, yes, it is alive. You can't tell much else, since the scanner seems to be blocked by the crystal, but it's something. Nomi is absolutely delighted. The three of you happily leave it at that. Darn it, Nobi. Gave me 15 stress all because you wanted to. Hello, there's a person. Hello, Sim. For once, you see Sim before he sees you. He's crouched just off the path, staring at a flower, his face blank. He doesn't react as you approach. You watch him for a while. He's so perfectly motionless. You'd think he was a plant too. His eyes are unfocused as he's accessing some kind of mental interface. Eventually, you clear your throat. Sim carefully stands up and turns to face you. For a moment, you're not sure if he recognizes you. Then he tosses his head and a grin leaps to his face. Ha, Rigashi. Rigashi, you caught me checking in with the boss. You have a boss? My boss. Hmm. As I told you, they aren't fond of change. They're also very much like your boss. What's she named? Utopia? Her name word is fitting, isn't it? He lays one finger against his chin. I appreciate that she always reminds you not to get yourself killed. I do wish you'd listen to her. I can take care of myself. Hmm. I'm not sure you realize just how many times I've had to help you with that. If the boss finds out I'm talking to you, I'd be in trouble, so. Shh. He murmurs and puts his fingers to his lips. Then why are you talking to me? Because you're the boy of my dreams. Literally. I can't seem to stay away from you. And because you humans are different, he continues. I'm so bored of everyone else on this planet. The other gardeners, my boss, and they have everything on Vertumna, just the way they like it. And don't want the teensiest bit of change. It's boring. See that tree? Sim points to a large tree with many long limbs dripping from it and embedded into the ground. That tree was a small creature part of its life cycle. You call it the Vriki. Once it plants its roots, that's where it stays for the rest of its life. The gardeners spend time as trees too, sometimes hundreds of years. If you do that enough, you start to think like a tree, sit in your ways. He spreads his hands in an earnest expression on his face. When I watch you, when I talk to you and learn about your species, I feel inspired. I feel young again. Hold on, you can shapeshift? Don't you think my looking human is a bit of a coincidence? He replies and motions to his body with a sensual flick of the wrist. It's a rather handsome body, though, don't you think? I happen to think it's quite well. Say so. You have so many more questions for this man, or gardener, or whatever he is. As soon as you open your mouth to ask another, Sim cocks his head as if he listening and holds up a hand. I'm sorry, he says, looking for the word that's like listening to the dang flower. He says, looking for all the world like he's listening to the dang flower. But I must away. And with that, he's gone, off to protect the wild or rescue some damsel or whatever. Or maybe he's just avoiding your question. Probably that one. Oh, I can't get the log. Sad. I must continue deeper. Right. A series of small circular ponds chained together to form an impassable body of water. Let's do a perception challenge for sure. We must cross. Ooh. Huh. And then time to get super roll. Alright, there is a narrow place where two pools meet that you think you can leap over. These little ponds are too small to house anything really dangerous. You approach the water's edge. Leap of faith! You make it over the narrow gap. Nice! You feel empowered. Drifts of spark snow make the area hard to pass, though. Your feet keep sinking into it, and you have to work to get them free with every step. The only way forward here is through an especially deep area. We'll take a break and play in it. You make a snow buddy, or at least you try. The tiny blue crystals don't pack together very well, and the stuff quickly melts from the heat of your body. The acidic snow gives you a hot, scratchy rash between your fingers. You probably should have worn gloves. You appraise your lumpy snow buddy. Ooh. Oh. Anyways, you appraise your lumpy snow buddy. It looks a little sad. Maybe it just needs some accessories. With some twigs and grass and a weird kind of jelly you find seeping out of the ground, you give your buddy antlers and fur. It kind of looks like a snow bush bub. Nice. We got an extra creativity. The water in this pond is slightly greener color than you're used to seeing. It smells sweet, but kind of acidic. That's odd. Let us identify it. You collect a sample to analyze and then hide yourself under some large mushrooms to watch the local fauna come out and go. The smaller creatures sniff the water but leave it without drinking. Then a massive Banil photosynth lumbers over, lifts its leg, and. Oh! This pond must be where the Banil photosynths mark their territory. You check your analysis results to confirm this. Yes, it's literally brimming with Banil piss. Good thing you did not try to drink it. That would have been disgusting. Spark snow is driving down and visibility is poor. You can barely see your hand in front of your face. Try to find your way through. Nice, that's a really good card. Value is Wild, I found out, is really good for straights. Or pairs or anything like that. Problem is, the number is literally 0, so it doesn't add anything. It's only for making sure you have long chains of stuff. So I gotta be semi-careful with it. But if I put it here, I get 2 pairs. Here. Just win. Oh no, because I get +5. Lame. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, relying on wayfaring and fair bit of luck to make your way through. But you see something inexplicable. What the heck is that? You squint into the driving snow, but all you see is white on white on white, and the slightest hint of movement. It doesn't look corporeal, almost like a cloud, like the snow is coming from it. It's impossible to get a closer look. You pull your collar tighter against the storm and move on. Interesting. Hello, flower. Thank you. I will take you. It's a bush bub. Can I tame bush bub? Can bush bub come home and be pet? You hear Dis shouting from nearby to come quick, look at this. You meet up with Dis on a curiously clean part of the path. There's no twigs, pebbles, bits of grass, or ubiquitous Dorb's moth scales that litter the area. It's almost like it's been swept clean. And there, in the middle of the perfect circle, 3 meters wide, is what you could only describe as a shrine. A hollow waist-height structure made of twigs packed spark snow from the centerpiece, and around it are deliberately spaced piles of colorful fruit, flowers, and glittering stones, like it's an offering. Did you make this? Uh, no, he says angrily. I know you think I'm weird, but I'm not this weird. Investigate it. You don't even think Dis is weird enough to make something like this. It's creepy as hell. It gives you the spooks just standing near it. You try to get inside the structure for a closer look. It's almost big enough for you to crouch inside, but not quite. You accidentally hit it, and the whole thing collapses on top of you. Oh. As you dig your way out, feeling a little bad and also oddly relieved to have destroyed it, you find a neat crystal. You show it to Dis, but he rolls his eyes. Alright. Dis does not like crystal, apparently. Alright, now, since we're done with the exploration, now would be a good time to go on that date. So that we get the stress relief. Hello. Rex's ears perk up, and he wiggles his whole body. Oh boy, do I. You take him for a walk. You ask Rex if he wants to go for walkies, and he laughs, taking your arm, and you head off to the gardens. You walk around for a while, getting all the fresh colony gossip from Rex, and eventually end up under a bow of flowering trees. Rex takes a flower and tucks it behind your ear and gives you a crooked smile. This is nice. I could do this for hours. Haha. Alright. We could work in the kitchens, get our empathy up and persuasion. I feel like if anything's going to help us with the alien threat, it's probably empathy. On the ship, 3/4 of your calories came from dense cubes of dried starch and proteins, rehydrated, soaking them in the water. The glucose tablets were your favorite, faintly sweet and dusty tasting. The cooks would mix the ration paste with real vegetables in some kind of gruel that was only slightly better. You didn't really have real food except for their yearly feast of thanks, so you didn't have much to compare it to. Cooking on Vertumra is a lot more creative. You get to try out a lot more methods and a lot more ingredients. Sometimes you make something delicious, sometimes you don't. But at least you're not eating soy gruel all the time. Doop, 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 doop. Do we want to... I take this away. Because I do actually kind of want the extra bonus point. Or the extra kudos. As the kids call them. No, 35. Oh, that's a 47. Oh, yeah. 10 extra kudos. Kudos are like your money. You can buy stuff with them. Not great stuff, but okay stuff. Alright, creativity and empathy went up. Hello. You catch Dis on a ridge overlooking the wilderness, bobbing his head along to something playing through his hearspeak. He doesn't notice you walk up. He jumps up when you tap him on the shoulder, and he scrambles to turn off his hollow palm. Don't sneak up on me like that, he grumbles, then flops backwards towards the grass. He looks up to you. Man, I was just getting to the good part of the song. What are you listening to? Just some old music from Earth. You probably wouldn't like it. Try me. You sit down beside Dis and extend your hand to link your hollow palms. Dis stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours, and music floods your brain through your hearspeak. Dis takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together. I listen to a lot of Earth music, he says. Do you like it? I do like it a lot. Dis cracks a small smile, relieved. Good. It's my favorite right now. I always listen to the same album on repeat. It's comfort music. I really like her voice. He stares into his lap. Sometimes I feel the lyrics are about me. They're just so deep. Like, my soul really gets this kind of music. But don't tell anyone, okay? It makes me feel better, thinking that someone knows my pain, even if it's just a dead Earth woman. Sounds deep, man. Dis nods and closes his eyes. Yeah, I have a lot to think. Not like everyone else here. You lie back in the grass and listen to Dis's music for a while. Let's introduce him to new music. You bring up your holopalm and cue up something different. When it starts playing, Dis frowns. I don't like listening to new things. I just want to listen to my own music. It's good to broaden your horizons. A strange, secretive look passes over Dis's face. My horizons are already pretty broad, he mutters, his face turning a little red. Aww. Aww. See, if it wasn't already, yeah, he probably doesn't like Rex, considering that he is extremely energetic and in everybody's business. Ah, it's boring. Oh, no! No! Dish shrugs and cuts the connection between your hollow palms. I told you, I don't care. He lies back in the grass with his own music playing and ignores you until you give up and leave. I just didn't want to flirt with you, okay? I'm sorry. You didn't give me any other options. Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I said it's okay. No one likes it. Have a nice
I love
All
you.
of his dialogue
That's what I was telling you. Like, Dis is one of those characters that deeply remind me of you, and it's great. Talking to my fiance, by the way.
hello.
He says hello. I don't know if you could hear that. But yeah. That's why I get Dis so much. I like him a lot. He's really heckin' cool. One of my favorite characters.
It just means everybody he's at war with, we go to war with, and no things.
It's okay, I'm flirting with Dis on my other playthrough. Wow. What did he say? Rex evades your hug and peppers your face with kisses instead, but you can't help but laugh. I like hugs, but I love you. See, me and Jay are as if, like, if you take Dis and you take Rex and you put them together in a relationship, that is the best way to explain ours. It's great. I love it. And I love him. He's great. He's my favorite. What was I doing? I got distracted. I don't know. We can increase bravery. We could also. We really probably should get that first combat perk. We also need perception because we're almost full there. We'll do both. Security Chief Rhett interrupts your afternoon training to address the group. An enemy perks up. This seems important. Since the original colony was destroyed, we have needed every skilled security officer we can find to defend our home. And now, with Governor Loom's blessing, age is no longer a requirement. We are looking for young recruits to join the ranks of defense squads. This is a serious job. He punches his hand in emphasis. You'll be soldiers, not little kids learning self-defense or peering down from the safety of the walls. You will be in danger. You need to be brave and know your way around a weapon. Step forward if you think you have what it takes. I gotta bravely step forward. Rhett smiles. It's not a happy smile. But you do have what it takes. But do you have what it takes to survive? Yes, I do, and I'm ready to do the serves. Okay, you're in. See you at dawn, recruit. Oh. We have to wake up at dawn. That sounds awful. Please no. I hate it. Why you wake up so early? 5, 6, 7, 8. Aha. You wake up way too early. I detest it. Alright, 5 perception, plus 1 aminals. Honestly, I could just power level my perception, get it all the way up there. Hello, Mars. I found something you might like. It's a glowing rock. You can see your face in it. Okay, have a good day. Hello, Rex. I has a present for you. It is a stick. He likes playing with sticks. Wait, really, really? I need this for building my bar. Thank you so much. Nothing a dog likes more than a stick, right? Hugs incoming. Hello, Cal. I found. Well, actually, I don't really have anything to give you because you're already at 100%. You're my best friend, so I don't need to give you any more things. That's how this works now. I have made you my best friend, so I don't need to give you anything anymore. It's a very crappy way of doing that, but you know what? That's fine. Hello, Nomi. Have Shiny Rock. Utopia is so cool. She's just out there in the wilderness doing cool explory stuff. It almost makes me wish I was any good at exploring. But I just get super scared and freeze up. And then I make silly mistakes. Everyone says so. Nomination, stop making silly mistakes. Well, no more silly mistakes. Have pretty crystal. Okay, thanks. Alright, I'm going to take a pause. And I will be back. Let's take a small intermission now that I realize that it's like at the start of the month. We're at our halfway point, so it's a good place to stop. Well, not stop, but we'll pause. All right, see you in a bit. Don't make sure to get water. Rotate your fluids and stretch your legs. Don't just be sitting there the entire time. I got you. You're doing great. Oh, I turned the light off. I need to go fix that. Wow. Hey. Okie dokie. So we are at the halfway point of our stream. Mm. Yay, coffee. If you've been watching, you can probably tell I am a big fan of coffee. And recently, I made a cold brew, basically using a French press and a concentrate, um, or to make a concentrate. And yeah, so cold brew iced coffee, make it at home. It's really great. French press is amazing. Along with that, got a new coffee maker for Christmas, thanks to that one over there. Hooray! And yeah, it's one of those Chemex like beaker like coffee makers, and honestly, it's a really great way to make coffee. It's more work than just pushing a button on a Keurig, but it is technically cheaper and honestly tastes a whole lot better. So if you ever get a chance and you really love coffee, get one of those little beaker things. It's really it makes really good coffee if you do it right. All right, back to the game. All right, we gave Nomi a gift, so that's good. We used stress, or we used Rex, so we didn't have to have so much stress. Back to guard duty. Up our combat and our bravery at the same time. Let's do that. You show up for orientation to guard duty. Base and an enemy are here as well. Listening intently to Security Chief Rhett as he teaches you the specifics of colony defense. There's the walls, of course. Um, there's the walls, of course, and the lookout towers and the robotic turrets. There are obvious weaknesses, like the gates, and less obvious ones, like the pipes that divert runoff water away from the colony. You mean the pipes that I used to sneak out of? Can definitely say those are a weakness. And there are high priority targets like engineering and geoponics. You're surprised to learn that the living quarters are considered low priority. Duh, during an attack, everyone's supposed to be defending the colony, not hiding under their beds. It's a lot to learn quickly, and Rhett doesn't let you make mistakes. He drills you and drills you. First, your knowledge on the colony. Next, on actual drills, physical fitness and reflexes. Loading and firing a phase rifle. Securing and a dangerous situation, and combat tactics both as a group and solo. If the lookout on the walls see anything, you'll be the ones to shoot it, he says as you struggle with reloading the cartridge in your plas rifle. There might not be time to wait for backup. You'll have to be able to make and act on the right choice without hesitation. He looks you right in the eye. You're only a guard while you're on duty, he says seriously. You are being charged with the defense of the colony itself. I expect you to be ready at all times to answer the call. Frustrated, you fumble the cartridge and it clatters to the ground. Rhett stops under his foot. No slacking. Keep your mind and body sharp and ready for anything. We are at war, he continues, leaning in close to drive his point home. He's been saying that a lot recently. He really believes everything Loom said about the outside world. Rhett leaves you to figure it out how to reload your plas rifle on your own. Base is already finished, of course, but an enemy stops what she's doing to help you. Here, there's a latch here, she says, flickering it with her thumb. If it's deployed, you can't click the cartridge in. Got it? You nod. It's easy when someone actually shows you how. The chief is kind of intense. You deserve it. If you're just using this as an excuse to slack off, if if him hurting your feelings is what takes it to be the colonies for the colonists to realize that defense isn't a hobby, I hope Chief Ref chews you up and spits and shits you out the other end. Face leaves in disgust. An enemy shoots you a sorry look and follows him. An enemy, no. He's not good for you. Oof, I know people like him. Ugh. Shielding her rifle as she goes. Alright. We'll do that one. I guess it doesn't really matter if we keep it between rounds or not. Hey, super goal. Bet. And we got 10 extra kudos because we made our goal. Nice, our combat went up. That's good. This year, Governor Loom's ascension to Vertumnilia stage is heralded by an entire military band. Their instruments shiny and nanoprinted new. They march out of command in formation, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Loom takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with heavy ka-chunk noises, illuminating Loom in a hollow of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello. Hello, Vertumna. His voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning, or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and people who've fully adopted their mentality, like an enemy. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Rhett is one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Loom has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people! Every day, we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A Watato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Loom's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Loom continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first, and now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated as you hear calls for things to return to how they were, and Loom and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, looks conflicted. That ain't how it is. Utopia turns and hollers up at Loom. You don't even know what it's like out there. You just send folks out to die for your stupid war. Utopia hops on stage and routs her own here speak through the speakers. He's lying, she says bitterly. This year, we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Quinn. They'd be alive today if Loom hadn't just sent them to clear out a manticore den for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Loom's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly, crushes her holopalm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of bones of her hand before her feed cuts out. Oh. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Loom shoves her off stage. Jesus, man. Man's a heckin' dictator. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Loom clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Loom presents on its daily This isn't the buffoon Loom presents on his daily holologs, or the nuisance he is when he visits a work site. You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boot and take your colony by force. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burned out hippie fugitives. What was your plan on surviving out here? Wishful thinking? Singing songs and talking to animals? You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest, need us, not the other way around. I'm done pretending that I need to listen to your opinions, and if you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house. We need team players here, ones who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, Seek clears their throat. Sir, shall I continue the traditional formalities now? Loom scowls at Seek, then throws his hands in the air. Whatever. Do it, if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. He turns and stalks off the stage. His marching hand scrambles to follow him to this next with his exit song. As promised, there's no contest this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase, and an enemy, head straight for it and look ready to party into the night. The other teams seem a little less at ease. Dis, quite predictably, has already left. We're gonna hang out with the Stratos, duh. No, look, I totally get it, Rex says to Cal as you approach. They didn't used to be this mean. Sure, we all joked about how, like, we'd find you guys rubbing sticks together in the dirt after nanotech broke down, but it wasn't like this. He jerks his thumb towards Vase and his group of friends who've wrangled themselves into a live trippet and are skewering it for roast over a bonfire. Oof. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and as night falls, smell the sweet, charred scent of its cooking. No, they've always kind of been like this. Just like total human space supremacists. See, something you don't understand. Nomi makes laser guns with her fingers. Pew pew, all gone. Want something someone else has? Pew pew, it's all yours. They lean back in their hands, look up to the night sky and dust. The wormhole looks so peaceful and far away. I used to think me and Rex were like changelings, like aliens beamed in and replaced two human babies with weirdos. I don't think you're weird. I think it's really great that you two don't act like Helios. We are Helios, though, Rex replies and Nomi nods. And some people dance around that bonfire are Stratos. It's not about how you were raised. Yeah, it's about the choices you make, Nomi finishes. No one is just a good person or bad person. Only bad people think that they always make the right choices. Ooh, we got friendships with everybody. Good. The dancing and feasting continues well into the night while you pass the time with your friends in a peaceful faction. Knowing that the whole colony isn't going to be soldiers and fighting Loom's war on nature makes you feel less alone. But you can't stop thinking about the governor's eyes as he crushed Utopia's hand today. So long as he's in charge, does it matter what anyone else wants? The week after Vertumnilia is one of the hottest since you've landed. You're supposed to take time off for a much needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti croppings up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the two factions is held in on the flat surface of the colony. Lumen announces a zero tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. Yeah. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Oof. Well, all right, it's time to take off again. Oof. How is our friendships coming along? That's good. That's at 80. Let's try to get that up to 50. Can I give you a thing? I can give you a thing. Hooray! And it was her birthday. Or their birthday. My bad. Alright. Where you'd normally find Rex and Nomi playing together, you only find Rex. You ask him where Nomi is, and he shrugs. Sorry, I don't know. They mentioned they were kind of under the weather. They're probably leveling their Legends of... they're probably leveling their Legends of Avamar character. You could try messaging them on your holopalm. You thank Rex and go back to your room. You get comfortable on your bed and load up Nomi's private Legends of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now there's just a few brave nerds. Just as Rex said, Nomi's logged on to one of their characters, and they send you a message. Hey! Sorry if you were looking for me. I feel super crummy, and I'm going to spend some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. If you make a new Kara, I could help you with the first group of quests. What kind of character do you want to play? Oh, goodness. Alright. Well, what kind of character do I want to play? I am normally the barbarian, so we will be the barbarian. You log into the game with your new character after spending a few minutes having minor existential crisis over their name. That is a heckin' mood right there. The amount of times that I will just sit there for like good 10-15 minutes trying to figure out what's my character's name. You eventually give up and then name them after yourself. Nomi is waiting with their new character, Miridus, and an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Your character is so cute! Let's play! Okie, let's go! Ah. That's a really great piece of artwork. I love that. You do the first few quests with Nomi. Their character is a little more powerful than yours, so there's a lot of time to chat. Nomi keeps up a running banter about your adventures, typing it as if speaking for their character. Fear my bow, meddlesome creatures. The forest will not miss your presence. It's hard not to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nomi seems when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know you had it. You didn't know you had it in them. Do you play along? Forsooth I do. You type back. Taste mine blade of vengeance, villain. Nomi sends you a string of hearts. You play for a bit until you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have some more gold. Nomi opens a trade window with you and plunks a necklace into it. It's one of the expensive ones, and a huge increase in stats. Galactic. I thought it would look good on you. Accept and flirt back. You start to type back. I shall wear it into battle and think of you, my star. Nomi replies with a heart. You and Nomi battle your way through a knoll encampment and stand face to face with the big bad. Gray's mage pelt. Nomi readies their bow. Heroes, we are called to battle! To battle! Suntar ha! Suntar ha! For the glory of the Suntaran Empire! Next round. No. We'll just keep that there. Alright, we can... That's fine, we'll put that together so we don't lose that. 8. 7. Oh, no, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, I hate that. No. Wait, we'll put this here. And this here. There we go. That's better. And then... We'll go... Yellow. Wild. 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 Super cool, and we get something. +2 to combat. Nice. Turns out video games do apply to real life.
Hooray!
You stand victorious over Gray's mage pelt. When you click out of the loot window, you have a message waiting for Nomi. Our bond is greater than any evil that may befall this land. The true power, or the power of true love conquers all. Nobody sends you a kissing emoji, then a string of question marks. Yes, it is perfect for our characters. Yay, OMG, I'm happy you get it. LMAO. This character reminds me of Bun. You wait a few minutes while Nomi composes their message. Finally, they send you. Merida's tree swiper turns and embraces Ragashi in their strong arms. My love, they say, by your side, I would hazard any foe. Nothing frightens me more than the prospect of life without you. The fiery-haired archer bends to press their lips against Ragashi, sealing their kiss with their love with a kiss. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nomi. What do you say? Oh, see, I'm genuinely curious what would happen, because bad. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Makes sense. Had to try. Sometimes it feels like everyone's just a big ball of hormones here. Like all of a sudden, everyone cares about is doing smutty stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, yuck. I don't know what to say here. OMG, rude. Wow, gosh, you can't say that to someone. That's not how it works. Just because, sure, okay, I might like someone in the future doesn't mean my feelings aren't valid. You're right. I like how this game treats situations like this. And honestly, they are a incredibly strong character. Because it grows, LMAO. But, Newsay, thank you for playing with me. Alright, cool. Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know? That's actually really cool. Nomi is a really great character, and honestly, carries themselves incredibly well. Wait, what? Oh, I missed it. It said a thing. I only caught the tail end of it because my brain wasn't thinking. Like I thought it was just gonna be the same old, same old. Now I have no idea what it was. All right, it was depression.
Yeah.
Hello, I found a yellow flower. Do you like question mark? He thinks it is okay. It is just okay. That is fine. I have not seen my brother in some time, Tang muses. I am certain he lives. Otherwise, expeditions would have raised an alarm. But myself, personally, I have no time to track him down and beg through penitent tears. To be loved as a sister should be. If he wants to make amends, he knows where to find me. I'm not the only one who's impossible to track down. Oh, something interesting going on between those two. Oh. Rex is surveying an empty lot with a critical eye. There's still a lot of potential here, he says thoughtfully, tapping something on his hollow palm. Maybe an elder care home? One day. Hopefully, we'll be lucky enough to have old folks, and if it makes sense to have it right in the middle of the colony? He gestures his hollow palm away and turns with a smile. Gotta think about the future if we're still expecting we got one. Alright, what were we doing? Right, more combat training. Oh, never mind. Oh, we are going to the lounge to relax because we are overly stressed. Which mood? Visit the spa. I forgot I could just get rid of stuff like this card because I don't like a 0. Oh, but if I'm going to get rid of a 0, it's going to be one that doesn't actually have any text on it. We are going to forget that we ever learned how to crawl. Nomi and Rex are playing an improvisation improvisational storytelling game, taking turns adding words one at a time. You find it hard not to listen. We are swimming through a purple trickle river. A tentacle emerges to wave hello. Goodbye, an enemy's loyalty. We will forget you. Rex has called a meeting of. Ooh. Okay, okay. Are we. Rex has called a meeting all interested partiers. Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to make a secretive group to like do some things like graffiti the walls. All right, Rex has called a meeting of all interested partiers. His words to join him from the unveiling of his bar. He's amassed a huge crowd. By this point, everyone's heard about his mission. Nomi's here, of course, bopping around like they're like they're about to explode with pride. Ladies, gents, ladies, gents, and those who defy classification. Rex begins winking at Nobi. The time has come for this colony to have what it really needs: a place to party. With that, Rex flips on the house lights. The crowd gasps and blinks around in awe. There's so much to see. This was an ambitious build. There's a stage and a dance floor with live music. There's a bunch of low tables and some cute little booths with red cushions, and, of course, there's a fully stocked bar with various liquors. Rex must have been able to coax out of someone's hobby still. Rex drinks and everyone's reaction, beaming with pride. Well, don't just stand there. Let's get at her. Get up on stage and sing. Pour your friends a drink, quietly and... Let's get up on stage and sing. Ah! There's a holographic karaoke projector that scrolls lyrics to whatever song is playing. You queue up some old Earth favorites and take a turn singing with Nomi. During the day, this place will be quite a cafe where people can gather with friends or sit and study. At night, Mars is going to lead karaoke nights, and Nomi will make sure that the dance floor is always jumping. And I'll just be happy that everyone else has a good time here. It's great to finally have a place, purpose built for having fun. Thank you, Ragashi, for all your help and all the sticks that I bring him. He has all of the sticks. Yay, sticks! Hello, Nomi. Ooh. When they talk about dogs going into heat, this isn't what they really meant. You got any water? I am sweating in spots I didn't know I had. Oh, lol. Alright, combat. Let's go. Guard duty. Right, we can get our bravery up too, all the way. You overhear some of the kids on lookout gossiping about the guards, and they love an enemy, especially the ones who used to play sports ball with her. They think Vase is vain and kind of mean. They thought adults were supposed to be nice. Vase, an adult? Ha, no, he just acts like one all the time. You purposely make a noise as you approach, and they jump apart guiltily. You put on your tough soldier voice and tell them they should have heard you coming, and that they should pay more attention to their job. Get to work. 5, 6, 7. Now, we'll get rid of this. We'll sing it to the 4. That way we get a bigger straight value. 4, 5, 6, 7. Bah, and a 10. Nice. Big combat burst. Alright, we should get a new perk now. New cards in the depot. More things I can spend my kudos on. Get a sports ball? Was that it? Oh no, we got a gun. We get a drone rifle. That is 300 kudos that I do not have. Never mind. Kudo harder indeed. It could get like plus 50 to combat. Okay. So we got that up. We could probably get our animals up if we wanted to. Yeah. Defense training, plus 2 combat and animals. Perception, we could get our perception up and increase animals. Let's do that one. You're on the lookout one evening, trying to keep dry and miserable in the miserable, wet, misting rain, when a flicker of movement and light down the base of the walls catches your eye. It looks like a person doing something furtive at the mouth of the drain pipe. Check it out. You find Dis at the mouth of one of the colony drainage pipes. He squints as your flashlight pins him in place, clutching something to his chest. You know a bomb when you see one. What the hell are you doing? Don't get in my way. I don't want to. What the hell? No. I don't want to have to hurt you. Bro, what? Hell no. What? No. 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 What? Why? No. Stop it. You key in a request for backup on your holopalm, and the chief acknowledges he's on his way. Dis's face goes through complicated emotions, finally settling on anger. You don't even know what it's like, you null-headed asshole. I hope... No. He drops the explosive and books it, running straight across the clear... Holy shit, no. You chase after him, but he disappears in the tree line. Following him any further is pointless. He's gone. Chief Rhett joins you after a minute, with 3 soldiers carrying plasma rifles. He doesn't believe you at first, but it's hard to deny the facts that when you show him the bomb. What the fuck? No. Don't do that. Next morning, Rhett reports Dis's disappearance to the council in the interest of preserving order. The council doesn't mention the bomb to their announcement, instead focusing on the tragedy of a child feeling so isolated that he ran away. The message ends with a plea for the people to consider their mental health and check in with each other. The council vows to search for him and bring him home, but you know in your heart that no one's going to find Dis unless he wants to be found. What the heck? I can't believe I saw that. Oh my god, alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Dis, no. New bomb, who dis? No, don't do that. That means he's gone, right? Like, he ain't... Yo, like, he's out of here. No. Here, I have a present for you. Have glowing crystal rock. Well, alright. Dis is gone. I was not expecting him to just run away like that, but alright. You find Rex sitting in the bowl of one of the unfinished buildings, taking a hit off the rolled cigarette that smells powerfully skunky. He jumps a little when he sees you before relaxing. Oh, it's only Hugh, Ragashi, he says, waving the cloud of fumes and giving a squint-eyed smile. Don't mind me, I'm just testing some of the latest crops for quality assurance. Hehe. Hey, Ragashi, over here. You look around and see Rex gesturing towards a bit of tarped up rubble. You head over to pop your head inside. Rex peers at you from the gloom. his heterochromatic eyes gleaming in the light of his hollow palm. Okay, look, he says, get in here, and close the tart behind you. You settle in cross legged beside Rex, and he shares his holoscreen with you. Look what I found, he says seriously. On the screen are some, well, wow, those people are not wearing clothes. And they would very much like you to know that. Now that you're an adult, it stands to reason that you have access to adult entertainment. But wow, it's all just there, isn't it? And you can just look at it. Seems like a bug. You should tell an actual adult, maybe. But nope, it's all there. You can even log onto the Hollow Archives with your own password to see for yourself. Truly, we live in interesting times. Lol. Yeah, I want to check it out. Oh yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Rex purrs. Let's go back to my room. Watch from a respectful distance. Lomao. He's just over here like this. I love you. Stupid and I love you.
Hooray.
You head back to Rex's room and make yourself comfortable on his bed while he sets the mood. He curls up beside you and pulls up his hollow screen, and you scroll through the entertainment options. Jeez, Rex murmurs, tipping his head to one side of the hollow-filled thumbnails. I didn't know bodies could go that shape. Eventually, you find one that looks, well, if not good, then at least a little entertaining, and Rex settles in with his arm around your shoulder. Yeah, why not? You smile and put your hand... Lol. You spend an enjoyable afternoon in the company of Rex and a few dozen very nice strangers who seem like they're not who seems to not like wearing clothes and getting stuck in weird places. And if you learn a few new things, to try with him, some hands-on experience. Well, that's between you and this blank screen. Eventually, you have to get up, stretch your legs, rehydrate, and the like. Rex stands up, stretches on his toes, and you enjoy the view. Phew, he exclaims, scratching his tummy. He grabs your canteen, slinks back to bed with you, laying his legs across your lap and putting his head on your shoulder. Well, I learned some things today, he laughs, offering you water. Not the least of which being that how old Earth humans had a lot. Not the least of which being that old humans had a lot of time on their hands. Wow. He looks at you with an adoration. I had a lot of fun, he says quietly. I'm glad you're not weird about, you know, me thinking other people are hot. I love that you love to love. I just love love. Like, oh my god. Rex's nose wrinkles when he laughs. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. He wraps his arms around you and sniffles under your ear, making you giggle. You're the best, Ragashi. I have such a great time with you. Rex pulls up the hollow screen again. This is so much better than being at work. Do you want to pick this time? Oh, what is our relationship at right now? We are 20 points away. We could probably do that. Coming in for another hug. I want to get it up to 100. I hope we do it this playthrough. That's my main goal. Yeah, who cares if the colony survives? Honestly. At least apparently that's what Dis thought when he ran. Like, oof. Oof. Not gonna lie, I'm worried for him. That was dangerous and sad. And I hope he comes back. Alright, more lookout duty. Perception and animals. You're ooh, neat! I am cadet rank! Hell yes! You're officially sworn in as a cadet in a small ceremony. No longer a recruit, you are now an official part of the colony's security force. Security Chief Rhett presents you with a small patch, a golden upwards pointing arrow. It's just a little thing, really. Cadet being the lowest rank, but it makes you feel more important than the civilian kids waiting to play sports ball once you're done in the fields. An enemy here, an enemy is there to cheer on the new cadets. She is an officer already, and cadets of all ages look up to her. After the ceremony, an enemy pulls you to the side. Look at you, she says, punching you lightly on the arm. Next step, officer. Her smile wavers a little bit. I remember Combs swearing in when he became an officer. I thought my heart burst right out of my chest, burst right open from being so proud of him. But I'm just as proud as you today, Ragashi. You're gonna do great. I'm not interested in becoming a soldier, but if I can defend the colony, that seems like a good thing to me. Hmm. All right, extra perception. We can get it to 100. You spot Rex lying in the makeshift hammock, and he's not alone. He shushes you as you approach, placing a finger under his lips and indicating that the person snuggled under his arm is fully asleep. Hold on to the hammock, he whispers. I'm going to try to get out. Between the two of you, you manage to get Rex out of the hammock without waking his sleeping friend. Rex looks a little tousled and kiss-bitten, and his eyes are bright with mischief. Tired him right out, he murmurs, pleased with himself. What you need, Ragashi? He is very promiscuous. He's great, and I love him. All right. Hooray for stress relief. Oh, okay. You're walking off with Rex, and he suddenly changes direction, tugging you into a narrow alleyway between two buildings. Rex gestures for you to be quiet as you duck past a few windows, looking into people's personal quarters. He leads you into an open area between the buildings, a blind spot with no windows facing in and nothing but the open sky above you. He turns to you, bites his lip before descending on you. It's not the most wholesome way to spend a bit of time with your boyfriend, but it's certainly one of the most fun. Ain't that right?
Yep.
Haha. Hey, you. All right, keep leveling up perception. What are we at? Can we get our perception all the way up this time? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, all right, we'll see. This will probably be the last time we have to work on our perception. I hope so. All right, and our animals only need a couple more too, so that's good. You would think that people technologically advanced enough to travel through a wormhole and survive on another planet would have come up with a defense strategy more complicated than get a teenager to stare into the wilderness for hours. You do think that a lot, with the many hours you have yourself while you're on lookout duty. The thing is, you do have security bots for this job, but Security Chief Rhett doesn't trust them. They're nothing like the warrior robots from the Holovids. They're just glorified motion sensors with smart monitors that can identify and report on hostiles. They're armed, but someone has to fire them remotely. And of course, nothing quite works right on Vertumna. During glow, some kinds of electromagnetic interference can turn them off and make them fire at nothing. They're getting more eccentric every year, which is one way to describe armed and possibly murderous robots. Wish someone would fix them. I have engineering all the way up. You're idly kicking up sports ball. Someone left up here when, oops, you punch it weird. You punch it weird and smacks one of the defense bots right in the sensor. Whoop 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 whoop. Oh no. The little camera part. Oh, I can fix it. Let's go. Ignore it and do your job. Or we could fix. Oh, I don't want to fix tech. Gross. We could sabotage it. Interesting. You feel cold sweat prickle up the back of your neck. You remember what Rhett said. They won't fire unless a human tells them to. But even if Rhett doesn't trust them, ignore it and do my job. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's hard to ignore the siren. It's harder to ignore that the turret keeps turning to face you as you march back and forth. Eventually, the alarm shuts up and the turrets fold back into its resting position. You tell Red about the malfunction. He goes to a shade of gray and grumbles about how shit is always broken. That's why kids waste their time on lookout. He's grateful for your composure and tells you that you're better than any dumb robot. I am better than any dumb robot. Boop. Oh. Alright. Ah. Super goal. Please tell me that's the last time I have to do lookout duty. It is not. Gosh darn it, I need one more perception. That's fine. We'll get an extra perception somewhere, I'm sure. Oh, it's glow season. I get to go out and do the thing. I almost forgot. I get to go out and look at the wormhole. Or at least try to. Every year I have so far been stopped by like the first couple of things that way the hell stress me out. Sneak out and explore glow. The colony outskirts. There's nothing in my way here. Nice. I thought there would be plenty of things in my way blocking my path. There is not. You come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky and the wormhole above. Long threads that look like hair. Oh, these are these little tongue creepy things. We're going to take a closer look. And we're going to cut our way through. The strands are sticky, like a spider web. So sticky, in fact, that you would be caught in them if you tried to push your way through. Your skill with a plas cutter comes in handy, and you're able to cut a Ragashi-sized hole through the sticky hairs without accidentally getting them all over yourself. Seriously, this stuff is like super glue, and the strands are extremely tough. You get a small piece of on your pants, and they are pretty sure it's never coming off. Trying to see. I have to get up there, it looks like. I could go around the backside. There's a manticore there. No thanks. We're gonna just continue the long way. Ooh. Nice. Another minus stress. Let's admire the flora in detail. You're amazed at how peaceful it is out there. It's not what you expected. You stay out of sight in the watchtowers and slip between the mush trees. It's eerily silent, as the forest is hiding its breath in anticipation. It's really pretty out there, with all the plants and animals glowing, especially the wormhole filling the sky above. The mush trees make their own light, a chemical reaction almost as bright as your hollow palm. It sorts All sorts of small flying insects are drawn to them, facilitating pollination. Other plants spread glowing seeds which float up and dance above you, as if they're alive. Maybe they are. The gnarlwood trees have these glowing bumps on them. Are those insects inside? You see something pushing in there, like a goopy caterpillar becoming a butterfly. How strange. You thought you can't see it. You've been told the wormhole high above is shining with ultraviolet light. It's invisible to the human eye, but absorbed and re-emitted as visible light by the flora and fauna around you. Your hollow palm calls it a black light, and it says that the people on Earth used to use similar, much more concentrated light as decorations. Even your clothes glow faintly. Neat. You can tell we are a gamer because of our cool black lights. Ooh. This area is dotted with a huge circle of glowing mushrooms, each one nearly a meter in diameter. The bare grass in the center of the circle looks remarkably lush. Let's take a closer look. You crouch down to analyze the mushrooms as species you don't recognize, but your holopalm reports that they live most of the year underground and only pop up during glow season. Cool mushrooms. Cool technology. This close, you notice that the entire area inside the circle is sunken, and the grass has been flattened, almost like a footprint. But what would be big enough to make this? You decide not to wait around and find out. Cool. Hello, Mr. Sim. Shadows upon shadows move up against each other and glow, wavering around the gloaming of the mush trees, like ghosts. The forest is still as the creature breathing its last breath. You don't see Sim until you're practically on top of him. Hi, Sugarbug. He laughs, holding him by the shoulders. Miss me? You nearly didn't there. I totally saw you there. Of course you did. You're practically made for this place. Sim starts walking through the forest, his footsteps finding the path with ease. This is my favorite time of year, you know, he says, getting the sense that you humans are afraid of it. Oh, sorry. I get the sense that you humans are afraid of it. Things do naturally attack us. That's true, Sim replies, tilting its head with a funny expression. Those attacks are not natural. As you may have guessed, glow isn't dangerous at all. It's lovely. He smiles. Glow is a time of healing, actually. A time for the creatures of this planet to go dormant and reflect on themselves, and to strengthen connections with other life forms. Of course, the planet repels you, he adds, raising his hand to stir clouds of glowing spores drifting above your head. You don't connect. You're like a burr lodged against its skin. Sim continues walking. I'm sure you have some questions for me as usual, he says, his voice wry. Is Noctulescent the one attacking us? Sim smiles and looks off in the distance. Ah, so you've met. My condolences. Their views are difficult to hold within myself, though I understand them implicitly. Noctilucent is responsible for invasive species management, adds Sim. So yes, repelling you falls under their domain. The most obvious method, as you've noticed, is the yearly attacks. Though there are other more subtle methods to discourage growth. Plague and famine, for example. It doesn't need to be this way. Plague, you mean the Shimmer Plague that you released upon and killed my father with? How dare you? Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, that's it for now. The trees have ears, you know. Oh, I can still talk to him. Shadows upon shadows. The forest is still the creature's brightest last. You know to look for Sim in the hollows of the trees now. His eyes gleam in the permanent bright night. Hello again, Sugarbug. You're getting pretty good at navigating the dark. Sim sets off through the darkened forest with ease, bidding you to follow. Have you come to ask me more questions? Seriously, what is up with the wormhole? Just like that, you expect me to unravel the mysteries of the universe for you? Suffice to say, I don't think you could fully understand it, even if I explained everything I knew. He looks up at the wormhole with thoughtful expression. Truthfully, the wormhole is older than this planet. It operates on a level of space and time that are beyond even my comprehension. The universe is impossibly vast and unknowable. I'm sure you've already noticed that it's related to the foresight, yes? He asks, and you nod. Your dreams, if that's what they are, always seem to get worse in wet and glow. When the wormhole always seem to get worse in during wet and glow, when the wormhole is close to the planet. Many individuals, such as yourself, are sensitive to the wormhole's effects of time and space, fluctuations and eddies in the normal linear flow of reality. Think of it as like an echo, only not your own. Think of it as If a version of yourself stood in this spot and shouted, then moved forward in time before hearing its own voice in return. You can hear those echoes. Choices that persons made and events he experienced may not come to pass for yourself. So I can change the future. Yes, but forgive me for being glib, but that's not what makes you special. All living creatures can change the future simply by existing. You see glimpses of what might happen as you do. Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, it is enough for now. The trees have ears, you know. Oh god, oh god. Hello. You're a faceless. Alright, sure, I'll look at it. Your exploration leads you to steadily upward until you find yourself on a plateau overlooking the valley. The colony is dark, little smudged below, a break in the magnificent natural luminescence of glow. From up here, the wormhole feels so close to you, you could touch it. Finally, we get here. You're not alone up there. Your heart leaps into your throat as you spot it. Silhouetted, dark on dark. Silhouetted, dark on dark, under the eerie light of the wormhole. A faceless. Stay to watch it. Atop this high plateau, ringed by gnarlwood trees, the massive creature stands staring at the sky. As you watch, mesmerized, some of its swaying tentacles open up, and glowing dust oozes from them, rising like smoke into the night. Then, it's gone. The whole entire faceless just vanished in the blink of an eye. Or did you imagine it? You rub your face, easing the sudden tension that has sprung up behind your eyeballs. Approach where it was standing. There are footsteps here, giant footsteps, each ringed with mushrooms pushed up into the moist soil by the weight of the beast. You gingerly realize that you're standing in the middle of one. The faceless, if indeed one of us was standing here earlier, could crush you as flat as the grass beneath your feet. You find other signs of it. Trees have been knocked down in circular pattern here, as if the bushes and grasses have been pushed up into the one big mound, leaving the rest of the plateau clear. You remember this place now, from your visions, from under the pyramid, in the wrestling ridges, and from long before that. You feel as if you've always known. Something important will happen here, soon. I wait. You stare up at the wormhole, immense in the sky above, where you remember doing your vision. You wait. You wait. You wait, and yawn and check your holopalm. It's hard to keep track of the time during glow, but it's getting late. You still look around, but nothing has changed. The trees are perfectly still. And you wait. You wait. The wormhole seems especially huge right now. Is it always so big? You imagine you can see whole galaxies in the slow spinning arms, tiny flecks of rainbow light being sucked into the back of the hole in the center. But it's so much closer than a galaxy. So close it could swallow you, and all of Vertumna like its hungry ethereal maw. And we wait. And we wait. And we wait. That's a lot of waiting, alright. The forest seems to get quieter, as if expecting something. The wormhole swells as you stare into its depths. It's been hours. It's now well past the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you can't look away. You feel hypnotized. And I wait. And I wait. You've always been waiting. You will always be waiting, staring up at the wormhole, being sucked into its depths. A shadow falls over you. Look at the shadow. You slowly lower your gaze from where you've been staring at the wormhole for hours. Your stiff neck and sore. Your neck is stiff and sore. Straight ahead of you, what you'd earlier thought was just a shadow of the trees is the faceless. It was there all along, watching you. It takes heavy footsteps forward, then another. It moves gently, its feet sinking into the ground and pushing up photos, phosphorant fungi from below to explode to the surface in rings of jubilant light. You don't move as it approaches. It took all your energy to look away from the wormhole. but you're still completely spellbound. The faceless looms over you, as big as a building. Its zippered neck gapes grotesquely, and its tentacles wave through the air, tasting it, smelling you. The ends of two tentacles open, and that strange glowing mist floats up from them. It leans down. Ah, we're about to get eaten and murdered. This is it. This is the end. Oh no, it could be the end. We could end it right here, right now, and we don't get to see what the last year has in store. It envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are, and you breathe in its spores. Under the eternal night sky of glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole, and the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning within you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. Can I just save here? We'll say, the end? Question mark. And we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this at the end of the stream. I don't want to. I want to resist infinity because I want to see what this last year has in store. But the idea of embracing it and that just being it is hilarious. Resist infinity. You aren't ready. A small part of you demands to stay here on this plane of consciousness. You hold your breath and bring your mind back to the present. You let the faceless touch you softly with its tentacles until it seems satisfied that you've made your decision. Then it withdraws. As you slowly disconnect from the gentle creature, you can feel its emotions, its story. You understand that it was born like the others of its kind, in a breeding tank below ground. Although it was sent here to destroy your colony, something changed it in that it can't be changed back. You see again the image of the faceless staring up at the wormhole, transfixed as you were. It no longer feels the pull of the ley lines, the thumpers, the force of the that were used to control it. It is no longer a construct or an avatar, but a free being, and it only feels the dance of the wormhole now and natural rhythms of life itself. You stand completely still, arrested by a sudden understanding that sweeps over you. The faceless retreats in a large mound of grasses and bushes to the other end of the plateau. A baby faceless pokes its head out of the nest, wriggling its tentacles and greeting its mother. Neat. Oh my god, I love it. We should go home. Oh, hello, Sib. You have more things to talk about. What was with that faceless I saw? Ah, Constellation? You've seen her. That's very lucky, you know. Don't ask me how she does it, but she manages to sneak around these woods like a ghost. The faceless weren't exactly designed with subtlety in mind. He lets out an amused puff of laughter. But she's something else now. Don't worry, you'll only see her around in glow. She doesn't like the sunlight, and unless you breathe in her spores, she's harmless. You fix him with an incredulous look, and he shrugs. It was quite the upset when she broke away from the hole and went to seed, he replies. But as you humans say, life finds a way. Sim stops walking and politely smiles. Well, that's enough for now. The trees have ears, you know. Well, alright, cool. Hello, Mr. Manticore. Do you have anything for me? As I am almost 100% stressed out. You cross the small sawmill that's been shut down for the season. The movement's inside, and something in there is yipping and moaning in pain. You approach it carefully to find that some sort of dog-like creature has gotten trapped in the machinery. It growls at you and blinks its eyes, and then the other eyes, and then other eyes. Oh boy, it has lots of eyes. Loggers won't be back for weeks, so this creature will surely die, and slowly and painfully. It looks worn out already, but still dangerous. Let's release it, then. You try to come near, but it bites at you ferociously, nearly taking your hand off. You don't see a way you can safely free it. Watch it. You sit down hoping to learn from it, or at least a way to free it without endangering yourself. The creature's obviously been struggling for a long time. Once it realizes that you're not here to eat it, it slumps down to nap. You feel an irresistible urge to do the same. And then you fall into a trance. Hey, look, it's the giant, massive, the thing. The shadow stays for a while, observing you curiously, then it drifts away. You blink, coming out of your trance. What just happened? Did you fall asleep? You look back over at the machinery and realize that the trapped eye beast is gone. You aren't sure if you should feel relieved or terrified. Was it freed or eaten? But you decide to get the heck away from this place and ask those questions later. Nice. Oh, right. We have. I thought that was the it. Nope, we still have the attack. You're heading to bed when the sirens go to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see soldiers begin to form up. This year, an enemy is heading up her own squad. You see her red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. We will rush out after her. An enemy looks at you in surprise, but nods when she sees that you're ready to fight. Someone hands you a plas rifle, and you join her squad on the walls. Heroic. You stand shoulder to shoulder with an enemy and watch the Xenos mass on the far side of the fire break. Look at them all. They just keep coming, more and more every year. What are they even waiting for? Why don't they just attack already? She shoots a look at the rest of her squad. All of them Helios, mostly young adults just like you, and lowers her voice. I just want to get it over with, you know? She confides in you. These Helios learned to march before they could walk. I want to prove I can handle myself as well as they can. She runs her fingers down the barrel of her plas rifle, where she's stenciled the name Kombucha. Oh, her brother. A lowering from the forest draws your attention back to the enemy line. The wall of animals is approaching in eerie unison, their footsteps drumming a rumbling tattoo across the ground. An enemy clutches her rifle tightly. Okay, here it goes. The animals approach the wall at a steady pace, but stop short of the walls. Instead, they mill around outside the colony near the garrison. In an eerie silence, you hear the sudden crackle of a plas rifle fire, and a flying creature falls to the ground. You hear Security Chief Rhett from the post on the walls telling his squad to hold their fire. His voice rings through the still expectant air. The dinos are just standing there. It's so quiet. The animals appear to be waiting for something. The uncomfortable impasse stretches into minutes, until finally an enemy tilts her head like she's hearing orders through her earspeak. Okay, we're just going to attack them, she says, her voice lifting up, almost as if it's a question. Her Helio-born squad mates look at her with unsure expression, but an enemy nods. Yeah, alright, to the walls, open fire.
Oh, this is gonna be King, guys. Open fire.
Alright. 4, 6, 8. Ooh, yes. That'll go right here. Put a wild right here. 4 here, and a 4 there. Hooray, super goal. Got our combat up. You and the others open fire, joined by the squads at the other points of the walls. The creatures continue to mill around until they're cut down by a hail of crackling plas rifle fire. Seemingly unbothered, it's not until a few minutes pass that the creatures seem to wake up, in a sense, breaking from their holding patterns, beginning to batter the walls as usual. Flying, creatures begin to soar overhead, landing in the courtyard and attacking from within. You stay on the walls and pick off what you can, trying to keep the creatures from forming a living pyramid to scale the walls. You hear the battering of their bodies against the gates from here, and in the commotion as the gate defenders rally to keep it shut. Governor Loom comes charging up to an enemy. I need command of your squad. I'm taking them down to the courtyard to engage the enemy directly. My squad? An enemy stammers. She looks conflicted. Loom is the governor and outranks her as a soldier, but he's Loom. His plan is bound to be dangerous, or even suicidal. The rest of the squad are Helioborn, yes, but they're just teenagers like you. Do you need us? Don't you need us up here, supporting defenders from the walls? She chances to suggest. Yeah, we're much more useful up here. Loom doesn't look convinced, but your support emboldens an enemy. She stands up straighter and hardens her expression. I can't send my people into close combat, she says firmly. We're trained for range defense, not melee. The governor looks at your squad mates, but none of them make a move to follow him. He curls his lips in disgust and walks away. Your squad remains on the walls, defending them against being breached by Xenos and picking off the flying ones before they land in the courtyard. The gate stays standing after an hour, and the attack ends as quietly as it has begun, with the remaining Xenos slinking back into the forest from whence they came. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding to gather in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year, and remarkably few casualties. As the gates are secured and the people begin to pick through the mass of xenobodies, you think of Dis. If you hadn't stopped him from planting that bomb, would tonight's battle gone differently? Probably. Oof. All right. Well, that is the end of that year. That's exciting. So, we upped our perception. Ooh, we upped our perception all the way up, too. That's nice. Excited to see what the perk that is. Empathy +3, creativity +6, bravery +10. Not a whole lot happens. Aside from maybe we walked around, learned some stuff. We found Sim. We learned about the giant faceless thing that just lurks outside the wall, I guess. We lost Dis because he just ran, which sadly wasn't friends enough with him to keep him from running. What I will do is probably stream my other playthrough because I have 100 relations with Dis, so that you guys can see what happens in that situation differently. Probably going to save that for the stream as well after I finish this. I do, however, want to know what happens if we brace Infinity. That's interesting. I'm excited to see what that is. So I'm going to save real quick. Slip past all path blocking explore events. I wonder what that means. All right. $19. Done. All right, that is saved. We will come back to this save, but let us figure out the end, question mark? Let us see. All right, here we are. Here's the faceless. All right, touch the wormhole. Stay to watch it. It's gone. Approach where it was standing. And we wait. 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 And we keep on waiting. So many waitings. The shadow. There's the faceless. We don't move. We look at it. It leans down. Embrace it. It envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are, and it breathes into the spores. Under the eternal night sky of glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole, and the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning with you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. Embrace it. Transcended time. When you were very young, you had vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles, and strange animals. Now you know why. This moment of time, you on the plateau, drawing in the wild faceless, mind-altering spores, and the pulsing wormhole above. This moment cascades backwards and forwards through all time and space, through all of your lives. It is what binds you to those other lives and gives you a glimpse of them in dreams. This moment, it's infinite. You are, in this moment, connected to all your other moments. What has been, what will be, what could be, or will never be. Some scraps slip through the web and touch all the other you. out there, you and all the you that have been or could be are forever changed. To your friends in the colony, it may appear that you've fallen into a coma from which you'll never wake, but your consciousness is free. In that infinite moment, you visit all lives and possibilities at once. You have transcended. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that a person? Ooh. They look really cool. They look like our character, but like in their late 90s. They seem so familiar. You feel like you know them so well. Oh, it's you. Only ancient. His arms are covered with so many data bands, so many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving his mouth, not in words, but something like pictures. Still, you understand. He smiles. You had a good life, don't you think? But there are so many possibilities, and this was only one of them. Well, I tried. Lived my best life. There was a girl. We were young together. Tammy, with cotton candy hair. Such a shame to see life snuffed out so young. He gives you a look as if you say you were somehow responsible for this. Wait, were you? Could you have saved her? We have a chance to take another path, to change the way life turned out. He reaches out a hand. Come with me. Aha, it's so cool. Well, alright. Well, that's a fun and interesting thing to find. So much. There's so many endings. I am excited to see all of these. I'm gonna spend so much time in this game, it's not even funny. I love it. Alright, so we will come back to this and we'll see what that last year has in store for our character before we start exploring all of the other options we have in this game. I think the way I'm going to do it is I am more not going to rush through the game, but there's a lot of things we've already read and looked through, so I know what to do with it, and I'm going to explore it as we go as I play those. Not going to spend too much time on all of the dialogue. This last year of this character, we are absolutely going to spend all of the time on dialogue. But in future run-throughs, we're going to see what the game has to offer. I'm excited. And I hope you guys join me for said exciting new lives. Alright, well, this has been truly fun. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around watching. You guys have been great. Super appreciate you guys hanging out and talking in chat and giving me cool suggestions on stuff. There's a lot about this game that I have truly fallen in love with, and I'm happy you guys get to experience it with me. Alright, till next time, have a good one, and goodbye.